Hi, I'm here to share 3 books from my favorite genre, historical fiction. The first book is Brooklyn Nine, a story told in 9 innings, just like a baseball game, by Alan Gratz. Baseball is America's favorite pastime, and this story intertwines a family's history with that of America and baseball. Inning 1, it's Manhattan, New York, 1845. Felix Schneider is a German immigrant who is the fastest boy in Berlin and is now the fastest boy in Manhattan. He has come to America with his aunt and uncle to save money to bring the rest of his family to America. Because he's the fastest boy and Felix loves baseball, he thinks he can spend time sitting around watching baseball games and not get caught. Because of his speed, he can get to the places he needs to be and when he's supposed to be there. But that isn't always true. He gets into a little bit of trouble, and baseball gets him there. Well, one day there is a major fire in downtown Manhattan, and the fire department, in attempts to contain the fire, decide to burn the buildings around the perimeter to keep the fire contained. Well, part of that is imploding the buildings and lighting dynamite to do it. Well, they're into the last building, and they're in a hurry because that fire is moving fast. Well, the fire chief hurts his ankle when he falls down a hole. The time wasted getting that injured man out of the building has now created a problem that the fuse for the dynamite now has to be very, very short, and the person to light it has to be very, very fast to get out of the building on time. Well, Felix knows that he's just the person to do it. So, does Felix get out of the building in time? If he does, what happens next? If he doesn't, what's the worst thing that could happen? Well, to find out, read Brooklyn Nine by Alan Gratz. Well, did you know that one of the major wars in the Civil War history was between 2 submarines, the Monitor and the Merrimack? And that's my next book, The Iron Thunder, The Battle Between the Monitor and the Merrimack by Avi. It is a story of 13-year-old Brooklyn boy Tom. His father has been killed in the Civil War, and his mom and his sister both earn $2 a week doing laundry at the officers for the Naval Yard in Brooklyn. He makes 35 cents a week peddling newspapers. But now that his father's gone, that's just not enough to make ends meet. And Tom must get another job to find a way to make the money. Well, he doesn't want to enlist in the army, although that would make some quick money fast, because he doesn't want to die like his dad did. He's 13. He's too young to do that. Well, his mom talks to one of the officers when she delivers some laundry, and he says that there's a possible job that Tom can do down at the Navy Yard. And when the day she tells Tom about it, she tells him that she's going to take him down the next day to find out exactly what it is. Well, Tom goes to bed feeling like an ox weighed down with a heavy yoke that night. As Tom says, "But if you told me I was going to be part of the most amazing adventure of the whole war, I'd have called you a liar, flat out. Except it was no lie. I was there. I saw it all." To find out about the adventure Tom embarks upon, read Iron Thunder, The Battle Between the Monitor and the Merrimack by Avi. The last book I'd like to share with you starts in the early 1900s. It is Here Lies the Librarian by Richard Peck. We're in Hendricks County, Indianapolis. The story is told by Eleanor Pee Wee McGrath. We meet her and her brother Jack, who Pee Wee just idolizes. They are orphans trying to make their way in the world. It's the beginning of the automobile industry, and the roads are primarily dirt. Pee Wee and Jack run one of the 2 service stations in their town, theirs being on the edge of town, and the Kirby's being the nice one in town. Pee Wee and Jack are hoping that the promised paved road that will run right by their garage will help them live their dream. It is 1914, and the library in town has been closed for some time, since the last librarian was found dead under the card catalog. One day in rolls Irene Ridpath and 3 of her sorority sisters from the School of Library Science, looking to reopen the local library. With wealth and their family support on their side, the 4 lady librarians quickly decide to teach Hendricks County just what they've been missing and reopen the library with many improvements supplied by their families, including electric lights, new shelving, and new books. As Pee Wee says in her story, only 2 events had people's interest that summer: the library tea to celebrate the reopening of the library, and the Hendricks County Fair. At the fair, Jack McGrath was looking forward to entering a car he had built from the axles up with his own two hands into the 10-mile auto race that was being held for the first time that year. He was hoping to increase business for his garage and create a business that he and his sister could live on. Well, due to some misunderstandings, when they take out the car for the first time, Jack and Pee-wee discovered they needed to register their car. They needed $15, which they didn't have for a registration fee, and needed a pit crew. As luck would have it, one of the lady librarians, Gracie Stutz, was of the Stutz automobile family, one of the early car manufacturers in the United States. Gracie comes to Jack's rescue. The night before the race, Jack's car is stolen. Does Jack find his car? Does Jack get to compete? To find out what happens, pick up Here Lies the Librarian by Richard Peck for a fast-paced good time. So, whether you like auto history, Civil War history, or baseball history, here are 3 great stories to learn those 3 things in a fun way.